Jennifer Victor is a professor of political science at George Mason University's Shah School of Policy and Government. She joins us from Fairfax, Virginia via Zoom. How quickly do you think Trump's legal team will be able to move forward on this appeal?
Oh, I imagine they drafted it before the decision came in, perhaps. I expect the appeal process will be speedy on the Trump team's part, whether or not the courts try to delay it, or there's no telling how long it might drag out.
Does that mean it could go beyond the convention? What sort of timeline, what are the potential scenarios for the longest length of time?
Yeah, so I'm not a legal expert on the court proceedings. My area of expertise is more in the politics of it, but it is to sort of the advantage of the Biden campaign to some extent, and to the election administration, if there is either a resolution of this very soon, or if it draws out well beyond the campaign period. What gets disruptive to campaigns is when you have big events that may affect the outcome of a campaign within proximity of the election. So from sort of an objective point of view, procedurally, that's kind of what you would want to try to avoid.
Right, so what do you think then of Trump's sentencing, which is scheduled for 4 days before the start of the Republican National Convention?
Yeah, I'll be surprised if that actually sticks. I suspect there will be some appeals and so forth that happen that then wind up getting that sentencing moved back. But we'll have to see how that goes. If the courts may speed things along so that they actually get it done before the convention. But we'll have to see. It's fairly unlikely that Trump will be given any jail time as a result of these convictions. But of course, that's in the hands of the judge at this point.
And he is still expected to officially become the party's nominee. Could this inject new momentum and infuse his base of support with even greater sort of sense of energy before the election?
Yeah, to some extent. I mean, certainly in the past, when Trump has experienced particular sort of legal hurdles of this type, we have seen him experience a jump in fundraising. It's been a sort of a boon to his fundraising as he uses his various legal problems as a rallying point to sort of solidify his sense of martyrdom almost. And so I would expect that we will see that again. It'll be a while before we see the actual numbers on those fundraisings and so forth. Whether or not it affects his polling numbers, we don't know, of course, but it's, for most voters, Trump's legal problems are relatively baked in at this point. And so it wouldn't be shocking to see to see no difference in the polling numbers from here. That being said, we've never been in this situation before. We've never had a former president who's been convicted of felonies who's becoming a party nominee. And so it's really impossible for anyone to say exactly how voters will react to this. At the end of the day, this is likely to be a close election. And close elections can turn on, small events that can be localized. And so there is a case to be made that this will be consequential in the long run. The stronger case at this point is probably that it doesn't have a huge effect on the election outcome.
Thank you very much, Jennifer Victor.